Cicero Pro Marco Marcello, Episode 16. Quae quidem ego nisi ita magna esse fatear, ut ea vix qui usquam, mens aut cogitatio capere possit, amens sim, sed tamen sunt alia maior. This little portion here is quite interesting and somewhat complicated. We start out with a quae clause. Now the quae here is neuter plural and accusative, and that is because it is the subject of esse. The predicate of esse is magna. So this is going to take some doing, but we have here a nisi, and then we have amens sim. So the first part is a conditional. Nisi is the part that is known as the protasis, the if clause, and the verb in the protasis is fatear, unless I confess. Now the verb in the apodosis, that is the then clause, that is going to be sim. So unless I confess, then I would be, or unless I should confess, we might say, then I would be crazy, out of my mind, amens. But of course there's a lot more to it than just that simple portion. There's lots of modification. So what is it that he's going to confess? Unless I personally, in fact, should confess fatear, that these things, quae. Now, as I said, it's neuter plural accusative, and it's referring back to Caesar's many accomplishments. Unless I personally confess that those things, quae, are so great, ita magna, that as a result, those things, ea, neuter plural and accusative, hardly of anyone the mind or the imagination could conceive, I would be crazy. So here's the main verb, amens sim, and this is an independent subjunctive, sim. It's from esse, first singular, present subjunctive, active, and this is the apodosis of what's called a future less vivid, which some textbooks, like the Wheelock textbook, call a should-would conditional. It's an independent subjunctive. I would be crazy unless I personally confess that those things that have come before are so great, ita magna esse, that as a result, ita ut, this is a result clause, enuntiatum, like so, consecutivum, or what Gildersleeve calls a pure consecutive clause, that as a result, the mains or the cogitatio, the mind or the imagination of hardly anyone, vix quiusquam. And here's quiusquam in the masculine, singular, and genitive. It is the genitive of quisquam, an indefinite pronoun. Can, capere, possit capere, can contain or comprehend them, ea. And ea refers to the quae. When all that is done, then we get the main clause, amens sim, I would be crazy. And now a new idea. And yet, said tamen, but nevertheless, other accomplishments, meaning of Caesar's, are greater yet, maiora. So this is very simple. Maiora, neuter, plural, and nominative, and it's the predicate of alia in the same gender, number, and case. So this is one of those sentences quite complicated, and it would be useful if we untangle it in English word order. Amens and sim. I would be crazy unless nisi, I myself, ego, truly or really, quidem, did acknowledge or would acknowledge fatear, that those things, quae, ita esse magna, that they are so great that as a result, ut, mains, aut, cogitatio, and then I'll let you do the rest of it. Being careful to note that the object of capere is ea, the subject of possit is mains and cogitatio, both in the feminine singular and nominative, and actually both third declension. And the object of capere, ea, as I said, and then quiusquam here, a masculine singular genitive of possession, and vix, an adverb meaning scarcely or hardly, that there's hardly anybody whose mind or thinking can comprehend those things. If I didn't acknowledge that, I would be crazy, amens sim. Thank you so much for watching this free video. I hope that you learned a lot about the classical languages and advanced your knowledge and enjoyment. You can help us keep going with this instruction if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've had hundreds of thousands of views in the last 9 years, and we would really like to grow our number of subscribers. If you hit the little bell, you will be notified every time we release a brand new free instructional video. You can also check out one of my Latin or Greek courses at LatinPerDiem.com or mossmethod.com. Check the links if you'd like to study Latin and Greek with me directly. So keep learning, and vale tote omnes.